I'm Juliano Locke from LiveFRAME Design. We are a light and visual operating and design company based in Germany. Mainly we work in the techno industry for customers like Time Warp, Afterlife, Adam Beyer, Dead Code Productions, Drum Code and so on. And 1 year ago, the management of Joris Voorn approached us with the inquiry to create a visual and design concept for Joris' new album, You and I. Joris' new album is very melodic, and I immediately had these fluid forms flowing into each other, merging forms, merging colors. The natural flow, I had this directly in my mind after I heard the first music pieces. I created the first designs and concepts, and relatively quickly we are able to agree on the current concept. The idea was to create visuals based on oil paintings, rendered digitally in real time and also audio reactive. First of all, we created several mood boards. We presented them to Joris and he chose his favorites from this selection. Then we created a final concept, which then had to be realized. So I contacted Tobias because we already released several projects together and I knew he's the right one for this project.
Hello, my name is Tobias Rauch and I'm a freelance art director and motion designer for concert visuals. I previously worked for clients like Time Warp or 44 Label Group and artists like Leighton Gordani, and now for Joris Voorn as well. The musical style of Joris Voorn that is very dynamic and very vivid. We came up with this simple but very powerful idea that making music is like mixing colors, and we saw these colors in his music as well, and it would be awesome to have a live color mixing system that can completely react to the power and the behavior of the sound and represents it in a visual way.
So the music that I'm creating for this live tour it's most of it is new music. Of course, I'll be playing some classics as well, but it is very melodic driven, kind of emotional, sometimes fragile, but also danceable electronic music. There's some vocals as well by some really cool singers, and I'm mixing it all together in a 90-minute show. So for the visuals, we work together with LiveFRAME. I believe that music should be enjoyed in every aspect, in every color, musical color that you can find. And that is also translated into the visuals for this show. It's really about the organic feel. You can see movements happening. It sometimes looks like fungus even. It could look like gemstones, like a stone cut open. Having visuals like this, I think really adds to the experience. It kind of brings you into a world which is like macro and micro at the same time. You don't really know what you're looking at because they're electronically generated images, generated live versus pre-recorded as video. It's a very interactive experience for both the people on the dance floor and for myself. The colors are so vivid, it really feels like you're inside the visuals almost. I think that's going to really add to the experience of the live show.
For me personally, the biggest challenge was to keep the level of details in the visuals consistent over the whole creation process. From a technical perspective, it's very easy to get out with style frames and render them as video content. But when it comes to the live show situation, the hardware part is a very limiting factor because only a certain amount of details in your images is possible during the frame rates you need for a real-time result. The core visual setup is entirely done in Touch Designer. So I get live audio input from the artist and analyze it dependent on certain parameters like kick, drop, and different frequencies. And these parameters will then control and modify the generative visuals. Over the iPad, I'm then able to get full control of every parameter of the setup, like the flow direction or certain parameters of the sound. The final image will then be shared over network with an NDI connection to Giuliano's lighting setup.
My main goal was not to destroy the visuals, which are the main part of the AV show with hard beam lights or excessive brightness. Instead, I wanted to transport the visuals from the screen into the room. So I decided to use GLP X4 bar 20 mounted at the top and bottom across the entire width of the screen. And thanks to their narrow beam angle, they transported the visuals into the room with their light beams. Depending on the location, I also implement all local lighting fixtures into the MapMapper mapping. The light show is a mix of mapped visuals, generative materials from the MapMapper software, and also effects from the Grandamate 2 effect engine. Bringing something that is actually natural into a digital form, as realistic as possible, is always a challenge. For me, the interplay of the visuals, the light and the music, which together creates the whole atmosphere, is the most important thing. We wanted to create something new, something never seen before, and I think we have succeeded.